Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kianna Jit, and today we are going to be talking about girl code. I am so excited to talk about today's topic. I asked you guys on Instagram, what is one thing that you consider to be girl code? And you guys sent in some juicy ass shit. Today is going to be a good ass episode. It's going to be, I don't feel like it's controversial, but I feel like some people might not agree with some of my opinions and maybe some of other people's opinions, and they might get a little feathers will get a little ruffled, and that's okay, because the thing about Bestie Talk is this is a place where we can come and communicate and talk about whatever the fuck we've got going on in our mind, and nobody is right or wrong. We're all just saying what we feel, and that is the beauty of Bestie Talk. So take whatever I say not so serious. Don't take it personal. Really try to look within with whatever I say, because I just feel like there might be some people that are just don't agree with some of my opinions, because some of my opinions might not line up to other people's opinions. But I want to talk about, just before I begin to talk about what you guys consider to be girl code, I want to talk a little bit on just why is girl code so important to begin with? Because it is sisterhood, honey. It is the idea, the all-knowing idea that we all have each other's backs and we don't have to worry about some other girl fucking us over, because the world and men are scary to fucking begin with. So we need to know that we have each other's backs. As girls, as girlhood, sisterhood, we need to know that we have each other's backs. So that's what makes girlhood or girl code so important to begin with. And I really want to talk about, I'm sure so many of you guys have seen just the bear versus man, I guess, I don't know if you want to call it a trend or a question on social media, mainly on TikTok. I've seen it, but it's the idea and it's the question of, if you were stranded in the middle of a forest or the woods or whatever, what would you want to be stranded with? Either a bear or a man. 99% of women are choosing the damn bear, because bitch, men are scary. It's the idea that I don't even feel safe. I feel more safe with a fucking bear than I do with some random man off the street. Okay, I feel more safe and more secure that a bear isn't going to attack me, but a man will hunt me and attack me and try to rape me or do whatever the fuck that men try to fucking do, most men. Okay, so the idea of having girl code is important, because we need to know that at least we've got our backs, right? Men, most 99% of fucking men don't care about women. They sexualize women, they materialize them, and they are literal predators most of the fucking time. And that's one thing I am gonna say, though. Not all men are like this, okay? There is a good piece, I wouldn't say good chunk, but a good piece of good men out there. Men that don't sexualize women, men that are for women, men that are for women's rights, men that help build women up, men that see women as equals and not less than. There is some men out there. One of those men is my husband, and I'm very, very grateful for that. I was just talking to my editor, my assistant today, about we were talking about it the other day about, we are very lucky and blessed to have some of those men in our lives. For her, it's her father. For me, it's my husband. And just being able to have those men in our life and teaching us that not all men are like that. But the scary truth of this world is that about 99% of men are like that they're literal predators out there. And that's why I think sisterhood is so important, because we have to know that, you know what, I feel safe because I'm in a room full of girls. Today I went to Jamba Juice this morning right before coming here, and I was just kind of writing up my ideas, writing out my just my notes for today's episode. And I looked up and the whole Jamba Juice was just women. And I was like, wow, it's so insane. My subconscious, I feel safe because I'm in a room full of women. I literally did not have to worry about where I was standing, what I was wearing, if I was standing in the middle of the place, or if I was standing in the corner. I didn't worry about who was watching me, who wasn't. I immediately felt safe because I was in a room full of women. And that is sisterhood. That is girl code. Being able to feel safe in the company of other women because we don't feel safe in the company of other men. Okay. And that's on period. So we are going to talk about now girl code. What is girl code to you? And the idea of understanding that my girl code might not be the same as your girl code, and your girl code might not be the same as my girl code, but the understanding of communicating that with friends and with your girls and the people around you, and making it clear what is acceptable to you and what is acceptable to the other person, to you behind the screen. What is acceptable to you and what is acceptable to me, and that communication of that. Because you can't sit here and expect, this is my girl code, this is something that is a non-negotiable for me, but your bestie has no idea and doesn't even know that is something that could make or break your friendship. So having that communication, when you're listening to this, I want you to take that mental note of like, I need to communicate with my friends like what I feel is right and what I feel is wrong. Like if you're not having intellectual deep conversations with your friends about what you feel is right and wrong in this world and in this community and universe, then you need to be having those conversations. And maybe those aren't the friends that you need to be around, that they're not sparking those ideas and those conversations to come about, because it doesn't need to all just be bad. Like you shouldn't be bringing up these conversations when things go south. These conversations need to be happening in the beginning, honey. Like when it's not going south, when things are cool. Because if you're just bringing them up when shit hits the fan, then nobody's going to listen to what the fuck you have to say, and they're not going to listen to your boundaries. So set the boundaries before the boundaries need to be set. Okay. So I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about the one that I got the most. Okay. The one that I got the most people, some people said it different ways, but I'm going to read all three. Okay. I'm going to read all three. Any man that has ever been with a current friend or past friend off limits. I'm OG. Don't sleep with, contact, look at nobody's man, ex, or etc. Okay. And then our last one of the same kind of topic. Don't date or hook up with your bestie's ex, even if you guys were just a situationship. So I agree with you. Don't get all crazy now. Don't get crazy. I agree with you. I agree with the fact that you should not be hooking up with your bestie's ex and all that. But I will have to say there is some gray area. That concept is not just black and white. There is gray area. I need to know the background. I need to know what is going on. When you were with that person, were you guys together for a month? Were you guys together for a year? Were you dating 40 years ago, and are you married and happy in a relationship now? Or did you guys date a year ago and you're still single and getting over that person? There's so much gray area when it comes to this topic for me, especially when you're dealing with friends and besties and things like that. There's just too much gray area. Like if you're an acquaintance and you're talking to my ex, I'm not really gonna give a fuck about that. That's just me. And that's another thing I have to make very clear today, you guys. This is Kianna Jit's opinion. Kianna Jit. This is not your opinion or your bestie's opinion. This is Kianna Jit's opinion. So don't be getting mad and getting crazy talking about, how can you ever think that? No. Bestie Talk, like I said in the beginning of the episode, is about a place where we can come and talk about whatever the fuck we got going on in our minds and not feel judged by the other person next to us. Okay? So I want to make that very fucking clear. Personally, I am in a happy, committed marriage. I've been with my husband for 8 years. Okay? We are happy. We are committed. We are in love with each other. We are in a happy, committed relationship. So I had what sparked all of this this girl code talk was I had somebody ask me about my opinion when it comes to girl code and talking to somebody that your friend had maybe dated a very, very long time ago. So that idea, that's how this idea came to be. And so I always, and anytime anybody asks me a question like that, I always like to take a minute to sit and reflect on it, put myself in everybody's situation, like every single person's part. How would I feel if, my bestie or my friend came to me and was like, hey, I started talking to this guy and we figured out it was an ex of mine from years and years ago. Would I be upset? If I was upset, why would I be upset? Would my husband be upset? And if so, why would he be upset? So I went home and had a conversation with my husband about it. And I was like, I told him what the person had told me. I'm not gonna, spill all the tea, honey, and let you guys know what she's going through. But it was pretty much, she has a friend. The friend was dating somebody over 30 something years ago. The friend pretty much is upset and doesn't want her to really speak to this person. But the friend is happily married and she's got kids and she's living a good life. So it's looking like, why is this person upset over her friend wanting to date somebody that she dated over 30 years ago? Where is that coming from? And for me, somebody who is in a committed and happy relationship and truly in love with my partner, I don't see and understand why this person would be so upset. And talking to my husband about it, he agreed. And if anything, he was like, well, I would be upset if you were upset that you didn't want your friend dating them, because it sounds like you would be still having feelings for them. And I completely 1000% agree. So if you are upset over a friend wanting to date an ex-partner of yours, and again, this is where I go in with the gray area. If this ex-partner of yours, you guys dated over 30, 40 years ago, and you're supposed to be in a happy, committed relationship, and you're getting upset over a friend wanting to talk to them, it's looking like maybe the call is coming from inside the house, honey. And it's talking about insecurities, not being not having your self-worth, not being tapped into your self-love, and not feeling like you are holding in your own power and being so secure within yourself. And that is where the work needs to be done. Not on the friend that is considering talking to this guy, not on your husband, not on the past relationship. It's about with you. And it's the house. The call is coming from inside the house, and you need to look within. You have to also understand that. And this is going for like the friend, right? Like the girl that came to me, the person that is considering talking to a friend's ex. You need to also take an account and look within. Are you doing this for the right reasons? Don't be going and fucking with somebody's ex to be petty. Do not be going and fucking with somebody's ex because you want to get one up on them. You need to be coming at it for the right fucking reasons. And if you're not coming with pure intentions, then that shit needs to be deaded immediately. But again, this is what I go back to, communicating with your girls about your girl code. If you are, for you, it's black and white, and you're like, you cannot fuck anybody that I talk to, anybody that I had communication with, anybody that I used to mess around with, that is a fucking deal breaker for me, then you need to communicate that with your friend and stick on your boundaries. Stand on business, honey. Stand on fucking business and cut them the fuck off if that is what it's for you. But you also have to understand that that might not be girl code to your friend. And if that is a deal breaker for you, then it's time to cut that shit off. Same thing with me. One of my biggest deal breakers, like one of my biggest things is my girl. Like, if you're my girl, if you're my fucking bestie, my ride or die, you should not be fucking around with or being cool with anybody that's done me wrong and done me dirty. That is a dead huge deal breaker for me. But that's if you're my girl. Like, if you're my rider, if you're my fucking rider, my right hand, like, you know what's going on in my life day to day. You talk to me every single day. You know what's going on in my circle and in my life. Then if you're trying to go and talk to people that I have a problem with, or that have done me wrong, that have done me dirty, to me, I'm cutting you the fuck off. Because how can you... I hold myself to a pretty high standard of who I surround myself with. I have come a long way with that. I don't have time for bullshit, and I don't have time for fakeness. I just don't deal with it very well. And I've got a lot of dreams, I've got a lot of goals, and I have no fucking time for it. So for me, when I hold myself to that higher standard of like, if somebody does me wrong, that's it. I'm cutting you off. Bye. Because you've done it once, you're not going to do it twice to me. So I don't have time for that. I cannot even associate myself with somebody that associates themselves with people who move like that. Like, I'm not going to move. I can't fuck with you if you move like that. And I can't fuck with anybody that is okay with somebody moving like that. So for me, that's a dead issue. I cannot do that. I can't deal with the fakeness. But again, that's if you're my girl. That's if you're my rider. That's if you're my everyday to day girl. If you're an acquaintance, if you're somebody that I barely talk to, somebody that I don't really have this huge raw connection with, I don't give a fuck. You can be friends with whoever the fuck you want to be with. I'm just telling you how they did me, so you know. So you can't say, oh shit, I didn't know. Because no, honey, I told you how they move. So if you're an acquaintance and you want to fuck around with people that done me dirty, that's fine. But don't be surprised when they do it to you. Okay? That's something for me that's a huge deal breaker. But I have to communicate that with my girls. If I don't communicate that with my friends, right? My inner circle, and then they're doing that, I can't be sitting here questioning why are they acting like that? Why are they doing that? What the heck? That's so wrong. No, because they didn't communicate that's a huge deal breaker for me. So with girl code, make sure you are communicating, because for some people, they can easily be like, well, they didn't do me wrong, so why the fuck should I cut them off? That's how some people's brains work. That's not how my brain works. And I have to understand that, but I have to also be able to communicate that as well, that it's, again, such a deal breaker for me. That I understand that they haven't done you wrong, but if they move that way already, they've done that to me, there is not a shadow of a doubt that they will do it to you. Okay? If they've done it to me, they will definitely do it to you, and to the person after, and to the person after. Okay? I had also got that for one of the responses for the girl code thing, and I was like, love that so many of you think the way I think. Like, I love it. I have some other ones that are good. There's just this one that I thought was hella fucking funny. This is the 209. Apparently girl code don't live in the 209, because some of these girls be ruthless, honey. Okay, I thought that shit was so fucking funny. I saw that in the middle of the night. I was dying laughing. This is another really good one. If someone opens up to you, keep that shit to yourself. Not with your friends, not with your man, etc. I have to agree with this. And this is coming from somebody that is married and that has been in a relationship for 8+ years. Okay, if you're gonna tell me something in confidence, I'm not going to tell my man. Unless you're asking me oh, can you ask him for advice? Because a lot of my friends will want me to ask my husband, to get a male's perspective and things like that, or just to see kind of what he says. But if you're going to tell me something in confidence, lips are sealed. I'm not telling nobody. But again, if you're my girl, okay, let's get that clear. If you're my girl, lips are sealed. You're telling me don't tell anybody. You don't gotta worry. I'll take that shit to the motherfucking grave. Okay, that is a huge ass girl code for me. But there's other girls though that are I'm telling my man everything, and that is their girl code. So remember, girl code can be one thing to somebody and another thing to somebody else. So make sure you know who you're walking with, and what they believe in, because you can think that way, but your bestie might think a different way, honey. This one for me is a really big one. Telling you if you genuinely look bad when you think you might look good. I can't, this is a huge deal for me. If I look crazy, if I look fucking crazy, my hair be looking crazy, I have something in my teeth, my hair's fucked up, something's wrong, tell me, let a sister fucking know. I think that is the fakest shit. If I'm walking around with something in my teeth and my friend isn't gonna tell me, hey girl, you got something in your teeth, to me that's hella fucking fake, and you just want me to look crazy so you can look better. That is huge as girl code. Tell your friends if something looks crazy on them, if they've got something in their teeth or their hair is messed up. If you don't, you're fake. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, next one, supporting and being honest with one another and not talking shit behind your friend's back. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a spicy one. Like the supporting is such a big fucking deal for me. Girl code. You should be supporting your friends no fucking matter what. If they support you, you should be supporting them, and it should be a vice versa, back and forth, two-way street, honey. Support your fucking friends. You don't know how many people I see that are trying to start like small businesses, and their fucking friends, even their family members, nowhere to be seen. And so when I, started my small business, and I would tell my husband all the time, and you're going to think that your family and your friends are going to be the number one supporters in your business. But I'm going to be the bearer of bad news when I tell you it more than likely is not going to be that. You're going to see that strangers will support your business more than your friends will. And that, my friends, is a huge ass girl code. And that is, to me, a huge ass deal breaker of like, if I support you and you don't support me, then why the fuck are we even doing this? More like, why the fuck am I doing this? Because my support is helping you, but you can't even help a sister out. Like, to me, that's fake as hell. And not talking shit about your friends behind their fucking back. I mean, I think that is like basic common knowledge. Don't fucking talk about your friends behind their back. Like, please. Is this preschool? What the hell? Don't flirt with your girl's man. Whew. I would think, again, this is common knowledge. Back to what I had said before, don't talk shit about your friends behind their back, but don't flirt with your friend's man. What in the hell is wrong with you? Who raised you? I do not understand this. Why? And I've seen it. I've seen girls who that's just their nature. They just flirt. They're just flirting around. And I just don't flirt with your friend's man. I just don't get it. But I will have to say, before I started even pressed record on the damn camera, I was again talking to my assistant, and I was like, we're talking about what I'm going to talk about today, and just kind of like going through the things that people had replied to the story about. And I was like, how many questions, or I guess answers I got about kind of like this, like, don't wear this around my man, or like, don't wear like skimpy outfits around my man, or don't be like doing this to my man, don't be talking to my man. I see you when you're talking about don't be wearing skimpy clothes around my man, don't flirt with my man, all that stuff. But most of the time, we gotta be checking your mans before you're checking your girl. Because if you're gonna tell me that you don't want your friend wearing skimpy clothes around your man, or like you don't want like her wearing a short skirt around your man, because why are you worried about that being around your man? It's sounding more like there's an issue with the man and your security within him and his ability to contain himself more than what your friend's doing. Because most of the time, if your friend's wearing that, she's probably wearing that because you guys are going out, or you guys are gonna go do something. Now, if she come into your house and she's wearing the skimpiest little shirt I've ever seen, nipple about to pop out, coochie about to pop out of the shorts, and she's damn near half naked, maybe that might be a little bit of an issue. But if you guys are going out and she's wearing a hot ass outfit and she look good as hell, but if you're worried about what your man's gonna think about her outfit, or if he's gonna look at her, or if he's not gonna be able to contain himself, then I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the issue is not your friend, the issue is your man. So you need to check your man and check your relationship if you don't even feel secure with allowing your girls around him, because you're so worried about what he's gonna think about them instead of paying attention to you. It's the calls coming from inside the house. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that's what you need to check, and not your friend. Because to me, that's girl code. To me, you shouldn't be questioning me for what I'm wearing, where I'm just trying to feel confident and feel, good within myself, and practicing self-love and self-power. But you're coming at me because you're so worried that your man is going to think something about me, or he's going to be attracted to me. No, that sounds like an issue that's coming from inside the house, not about me. Okay, I think we're gonna do one more, and this one I agree 1000%. Okay, saying your bestie was with you when she really wasn't. I got my girl's back till the end. 1000%. You call me, I don't care. We haven't talked for like a month. You call me, hey girl, I was with you last night, right? Hell yes. We went to have tacos. You were at my house for a little bit. Like, it was so fun. It was so fun catching up with you. Like, so good. Blah, 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 blah. I got your back 1,000%. Make sure you have your girls back 1,000%, because these men, honey, they have their men's back 1,000%, 1,001%. So you make sure you got your girls back 1,000%. Okay. So huge ass girl code. Make sure you got your girls back. She's got your back. Make sure you guys got her back. But that is the end of today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I feel like today was a good, funny, deep, a little bit of everything type of episode. A little bit of looking within, a little bit about checking the man, a little bit about having your girlfriends, a little bit of everything. I love doing these types of episodes. I love just communicating with you guys and being able to hear kind of stories and things like that. But if you guys have other things that you want to talk about with girl code, if you feel like your man, or if you feel like your girlfriend shouldn't be fucking around with your ex, I need you to tell me the full story. Give me all the background details before I can make my decision of if it's right or if it's wrong. If you want my decision. Okay. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. I will see you guys next time. Bye.